Ladies and gentlemen, have you ever met someone who didn't look like much on the outside, but turned out to have a heart of pure gold? In a world that's obsessed with outward beauty, status, and presentation, it's easy, almost automatic, to make snap judgments about people based on how they look, speak, or carry themselves. We're trained to notice the polished, the loud, the charming. But in doing so, we often overlook those whose greatest beauty isn't worn on the outside, but lives quietly within. You see, appearances can lie. The person with ragged clothes and tired eyes might be the one who would give you the shirt off their back. The one who doesn't speak much might be carrying the weight of 1,000 silent battles, and still finds time to show kindness. The elderly neighbor, the shy classmate, the janitor, the quiet co-worker. All may possess a heart of gold, invisible to the eye but invaluable in worth. When we judge too quickly, we miss out on deep, life-changing connections. We overlook wisdom, loyalty, and pure-hearted love simply because it didn't arrive in a package we expected. We start to believe that worth comes from appearance, forgetting that true worth is shown in how someone makes you feel, how they show up for you, how they treat others when no one is watching. Imagine how many good souls we've brushed past, simply because we were too focused on the outside to notice the treasure within. The quiet ones, the humble ones, the misunderstood ones, they often carry more compassion and courage than the loudest person in the room. The truth is, some of the most beautiful people in this world are not the ones who turn heads, but the ones who turn hearts, and you'll never recognize them if you only look skin deep. Every single person you pass on the street, every face in the crowd, every voice in a room, each one carries a story you haven't heard, stories of pain, joy, loss, survival, hope, and quiet victories. Yet so often, we only see the surface. We label people based on a single moment, a single behavior, or even a single expression, without ever asking why they are the way they are. That man who seems cold and distant might be protecting a heart that's been shattered too many times. The woman who seems overly strict or harsh may have grown up in chaos and now clings to control. The child who misbehaves constantly might be crying out for love and attention in the only way they know how. We see the behavior, but we don't pause to understand the history behind it. Every scar someone bears, whether visible or invisible, was once a wound, and every wound has a backstory, a moment of betrayal, a loss, a struggle, a hard choice. It's so easy to overlook this when we expect people to act and behave according to our comfort, instead of recognizing they've walked paths we haven't. You would be amazed at what people have survived. Some have walked through abuse, abandonment, addiction, depression, grief, and still managed to smile, still managed to give, still managed to show up for others. These are not weak people, these are warriors. But unless we take the time to listen, to truly see beyond the surface, we'll never know just how brave someone really is. We must stop assuming we know someone just because we've spent time with them. You can sit beside a person for years and still not know the battles they're fighting internally. The truth is, people rarely show their whole story. They give you glimpses, flashes in conversation, pauses when you ask certain questions, tears they wipe away quickly when they think you're not looking. Everyone has a story, but not everyone feels safe to tell it. And if you want to know someone's heart, you have to be willing to listen with yours. In a world where loudness is mistaken for confidence and showmanship for strength, we often overlook the quiet ones, the ones who don't seek attention, praise, or validation. But if you look closely, you'll find that some of the kindest, most genuine souls are the ones who stay in the background, helping others without fanfare, loving quietly, and giving without asking for anything in return. These hearts of gold don't sparkle at first glance. They aren't always the ones posting their good deeds online or announcing their compassion to the world. In fact, they're often the ones you'd least expect. The ones who listen more than they speak, who offer help before being asked, who remember your pain even when you've forgotten you shared it. They may not look extraordinary, but their strength lies in their humility. in the way they show up consistently for others, even when no one's watching. They're the people who check on you just because, who offer their last piece of bread to someone hungrier, who carry burdens they never speak of so others don't have to. Their love isn't loud, but it's deep. Their kindness isn't flashy, but it's life-changing. These are the people who sit with you in silence when you have no words, who see through your "I'm fine" and stay anyway. They are the ones who make you feel safe without even trying, whose presence alone is comforting, healing. And yet, they're so often missed because they don't demand to be seen. Too many people chase charm, charisma, or perfection, failing to recognize the quiet miracle standing beside them. A heart of gold doesn't need a spotlight. It simply is, and it's usually found in the most unassuming souls, the ones who are shaped by hardship, who understand pain, and who have chosen love and empathy in spite of it. To recognize a heart of gold, you have to look deeper than the surface. You have to look at the actions, the intentions, and the consistency. You have to slow down, observe, and allow people to show you who they are, not who you assume them to be. One of the most painful truths we often learn too late is that we didn't truly value someone until they were gone. We take for granted the people who are always there, the ones who check in, who support us without asking, who forgive us again and again. We assume they'll always be around. We postpone appreciation, thinking we'll say thank you tomorrow. We'll make that call next week. We'll spend time with them soon. But soon has a way of never arriving. We live in a world of distractions. We get busy, wrapped up in work, stress, and the noise of daily life. And in doing so, we unintentionally sideline the very people who give our lives meaning. We forget that relationships, real loving relationships, need nurturing, attention, and time. They are not unbreakable just because someone has always stayed. Even the strongest hearts get tired of being overlooked. When someone is gone, whether through death, distance, or disconnection, what lingers most is not usually what was said, but what wasn't. The words we didn't speak, the time we didn't make, the love we failed to express. Regret has a cruel way of highlighting the moments we missed and the kindness we withheld when it could have meant everything. Why do we wait until funerals to speak the truth about someone's worth? Why do we pour our love into eulogies that they'll never hear, rather than into their hearts while they're still here? The time to value someone is now, not when you fear losing them, not when it's too late to say all the things that mattered. Hug tighter, speak gentler, apologize sooner, celebrate people while they can still feel it, hear it, know it. Don't assume that just because someone loves you, they don't need to hear that you love them too. People need to be reminded that they matter, not just through words, but through presence, through listening, through consistent, genuine care. The ones who make life beautiful deserve to know their impact while they are still here to feel it. In our pursuit of grand displays and dramatic moments, we often forget that it's the smallest gestures that leave the deepest marks on the human heart. We think love has to be big and loud to be real, but in truth, it's the quiet, consistent, and often unnoticed acts of care that truly build connection and trust. A hand on your shoulder when you're silently breaking. A text that says, "Just checking in, how are you really?" A cup of tea placed beside you without a word because someone sensed you needed comfort. A genuine smile, a shared silence, a person staying 5 extra minutes just to make sure you're okay. These may seem small, even forgettable, but for someone in pain, overwhelmed, or feeling unseen, those gestures can mean everything. They say, "I see you, I care, you matter." And often, that's all someone needs to get through another day. We underestimate the power of presence. We think we have to solve problems, offer profound advice, or move mountains to show someone we care. But sometimes the greatest gift you can offer is simply to show up consistently, quietly, without needing recognition. Small gestures reflect something deeper, awareness. They show you've paid attention, that you notice not just someone's words, but their silences, their shifts in mood, their subtle calls for help. They show empathy without needing to be asked. And here's the truth: not everyone knows how to ask for help. Not everyone knows how to say, "I'm lonely, I'm scared," or "I feel unloved." But a small gesture, one kind act can speak into that silence and remind someone that they are not alone. We think of heroes as those who perform great acts, but there are quiet heroes all around us, those who practice kindness in moments that seem insignificant to the world, but are monumental to the soul receiving them. The real beauty of small gestures is that anyone can offer them. You don't need money, influence, or status to brighten someone's day. All you need is awareness, compassion, and the willingness to act, even in the smallest of ways. At the core of every human being is a simple, powerful need, the need to be seen, not just looked at, not just noticed in passing, but truly seen for who we are. Underneath all our roles, titles, and masks, we long for someone to recognize our inner world, our fears, our dreams, our goodness, our struggles, and still accept us. From the moment we're born, we search for connection. As children, we seek approval from parents. As teenagers, we crave acceptance from peers. As adults, we yearn for understanding in our friendships, our relationships, our communities. We want to be acknowledged, heard, valued. We want someone to look at us and say, "I know you, I get you, and I still choose you." But too often we live in a society that sees people as roles, not individuals. The waiter, the teacher, the janitor, the cashier, the homeless person, the elderly woman on the bench, these aren't just titles or passing faces. They are entire worlds full of emotion, memory, hope, and longing. Yet we pass them by without a glance, treating them like background characters in the story of our lives, and the pain of invisibility is heavy. People walk around with aching hearts, feeling unseen in their own homes, workplaces, even in their relationships. It's not always neglect or abuse that breaks people. It's the slow erosion caused by being ignored, misunderstood, or dismissed. To see someone is to make space for them, to slow down, to ask meaningful questions, to listen, not to respond, but to understand. It's recognizing when someone is faking a smile. It's noticing when someone withdraws. It's validating their feelings instead of minimizing them. It's saying, "You don't have to be anything other than who you are right now," and that is enough. When people feel seen, they blossom. They soften, they trust, they begin to believe in their own worth again. One moment of being truly seen can heal wounds that years of loneliness created, and we all have the power to offer that moment to someone else. Because at the end of the day, no matter who we are, where we come from, or what we've achieved, we all carry the same quiet desire in our hearts. Please, just see me. It's a truth that strikes us all at some point in life. The moment when someone we care about is no longer there, and we're left with the deafening silence of things unsaid, moments unfelt, love unexpressed. Loss has a way of cracking open our hearts and forcing us to look back, to examine how we loved, how we showed up, and whether we truly appreciated those we held close. Why is it that we wait until we're faced with the finality of goodbye to fully realize what someone meant to us? Why do we find ourselves wishing we had hugged them tighter, said "I love you" more often, or forgiven them sooner? Love is not meant to be postponed. It's not a feeling to be shelved for a better time, when we're less busy, less distracted, or less angry. Life is fragile. People are not permanent fixtures in our lives, and the worst kind of pain often comes from knowing we had the chance to love deeply, but we didn't take it. Too often, pride, ego, or fear gets in the way. We hold back affection. We stay silent during emotional moments. We assume people know how we feel, so we don't say it. Or we wait for a sign, a milestone, a crisis, something big enough to warrant our vulnerability. But love doesn't need a special occasion. Love is the occasion. Loving before loss means choosing presence over distraction. It means setting down your phone to really listen. It means letting go of petty arguments so connection can be restored. It means making space for the people who matter, not just when it's convenient, but especially when it's not. It means recognizing that no one is guaranteed tomorrow, and that every day is an opportunity to love someone in a way they will remember forever. Because once someone is gone, you can't go back. You can't rewrite the words you never said or relive the days you took for granted. The chance to love is a gift, not just to them, but to yourself. When you love fully and freely, you create memories that outlive the moment. You build a legacy of warmth that endures, even in the face of loss. So love before loss. Love while you still can, because there will come a day when all you'll wish for is one more chance to speak, to touch, to show how much they meant. And if you've loved well, that day will come with more peace than regret. Regret is one of the heaviest emotions a person can carry. It creeps in slowly, often in the quiet moment, late at night, during long drives, or in the stillness after a goodbye. It whispers you should have said something, you should have been there, you should have done more, and once it settles into the heart, it's hard to shake. Living with no regrets doesn't mean living perfectly. It doesn't mean you'll never make mistakes or fall short, but it does mean choosing to live intentionally, with awareness, compassion, and courage. It means doing your best in your relationships, saying the things that matter, and not waiting until it's too late to express what's in your heart. It means calling your parents back even when you're tired. It means telling your friends how much you appreciate them without needing a special occasion. It means forgiving those who hurt you, not because they asked, but because you don't want bitterness to take root in your soul. It means being present, truly present, with the people who matter to you. It means giving them your attention, your honesty, your affection, because one day all you'll have left of them are memories, and you get to shape what those memories look like now. We often think we have more time to fix things, more time to reconnect, more time to say, I'm sorry, I forgive you, or I love you. But the truth is, we never know which moment will be the last. And regret is cruelest when it's tied to missed chances you could have taken but didn't. Living with no regrets is about aligning your actions with your values. If you love someone, show them. If you admire someone, tell them. If you're grateful, express it. If you've wronged someone, make it right. Don't let ego, fear, or busyness become a wall between you and a life well lived. And most importantly, don't wait for tragedy to remind you of what matters. Let love be your daily habit, not your desperate reaction. Let kindness be your instinct, not your afterthought. And let every relationship you value be a space where nothing is left unsaid. Because when the book finally closes, the only peace we have is knowing we gave our best while we still had the chance. As we walk through life, it's easy to forget how precious the people around us truly are. We get caught up in the busyness, the noise, and the distractions of daily living. But if we take a moment to pause, to really see, to truly appreciate the hearts of gold that surround us, we will find that these moments, these people, are what make life meaningful. So, I urge you today to live with intention. Don't wait until it's too late to say the things that matter. Love deeply, forgive freely, and always, always make time for the ones you hold dear. Because when the chapters of our lives are written, let them be filled with stories of love given, kindness shared, and relationships built, not regret. Cherish every moment, value every person, and remember, life is too short to wait for tomorrow to do what your heart can do today.